Hi, welcome to this week's Shush. An apology to start with. We had some tech issues with our main office computer, which meant we've had to show some previous recordings of Shush for the last 2 weeks. And this one's going to be a little bit lower tech, but hopefully is going to give you some space to breathe and some time to reflect. This week we're thinking about lifting stress. And we're going to begin with a meditation that enables you to just find some calm. So start by settling. Become aware of all the things that you have, and as you listen to the waves, just find the rhythm that's within them and begin to settle. Now this time, as we watch the video again, imagine yourself in a really comfortable, familiar place. Maybe it's a seaside area that you know, or by a river, or somewhere that's calming for you. And as you watch and listen to the waves again, allow them to just bring a sense of peace and calm to whatever you're feeling today. When we think about stress, it's important for us to realize that stress has been around for a while. This quote, "If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person," was written by Lucius Annaeus Seneca in AD 63, so nearly 2,000 years ago. Stress is a very normal thing. When you feel stress, it's your body sensing the need to protect you. That sense of looking after you when you're aware of any danger or threat is a very natural and normal thing that human bodies do. But it's when stress is elongated, a little bit, if you imagine a piece of elastic stretching out, that's when it becomes more challenging and difficult, when it's elongated over time. And that's when we can become ill, or it can affect us in bodily forms like tension in our shoulders or our stomach, pain in our stomach maybe, or a sense of stress that we're carrying around with us. And that's the moment to try and avoid. And one of the ways we can do that is by having things that we do that enable us to lift stress when we feel it. And we're going to suggest 3 ways that you can do that. These are the 3 approaches: to take the pulse of what you're feeling, to notice the signs, and to identify actions. In taking the pulse, we found a really good model is the stress container, as this is something that we've brought out in a Shhh before. Imagine a container, and within it you put all the things that stress you. I've written a few on the right-hand side there. And then by the tap, you write all the things that relieve stress. And this enables you to take the pulse of what you're feeling. What are the things that are causing you stress right now? And they can be things that might feel insignificant to you, like the washing up, or organizing laundry, or journey to work. Or they could feel huge. Things about your future, or your health, or your family, or your career. And then when we think about the things that open the tap up and relieve stress, it's good to know about them, because then when we experience that sense of stress, we can use them to lift stress. So I've written a few down there: meditation, music, silence. You might be going outdoors. It might be being with friends. It might be a particular TV show that you like. Having a drink of water. Taking time to sit. Be aware of those things. So why don't you take a moment with the stress container, and you might want to pause the video and think, what stresses would you put in the container, and what things release the stress and open the tap? I want to draw this and then have a go at that as an exercise to release stress, to be aware of the things that release stress and the stresses that you experience. Secondly, I want to talk about noticing signs. What are the things that you do when you are stressed? You could turn to food. You wonder about having a glass of wine. Maybe you become irritable or short-tempered. Maybe you go in on yourself. Have a look at those things and ask, are they helpful or harmful? And try and contemplate whether they're good and helpful managers of stress, or whether sometimes you need to find one of those things around your tap that release stress as a better way. I've noticed over time that I will get pain in my neck and back and shoulders in a particular place when I'm feeling stressed. And now when that happens, I will take time to loosen it out and to do an exercise that might help it. But I'll also think, well, what stress is causing that? It's almost like it's happened too many times that now I become aware of it. So we're just going to show some video and give you time just to consider this question. What are the signs that you notice when you're stressed? Just take a moment more to reflect before we move on. What are the things that you notice, the signs? And then connected to that, are the actions that we take when we're stressed. When that pressure gauge is up on us, what are the things that we do? And the simple thought is this: when we are in a positive place is a better time to plan how we handle lifting stress than when we're right in the middle of it. What are the actions you take? And how might you plan ways and have routes and have routines and tasks and ideas that can help you when you feel a large amount of stress? These are challenging and difficult times when many of us are identifying more than normal that we are facing anxiety or feeling depressed. How might we lift the stress that contributes to that? What are the actions we can identify, and how might we build more of that into our lives? I'm going to share a meditation that I use that's helpful, and that's around your breathing. So I'm just going to use some music in a while to give you some space and reflect. But what I'd like you to do now is to notice your breathing and slow it down to a relaxed pace. Maybe on the inward breath, just imagine sucking in the air particles and feeling them going into your lungs. On the outward breath, maybe imagine just gently blowing a feather across a table. And what I'd like you to do is alternate kind of reflections on either the inward or the outward breath. On the inward breath, think about what gives you strength. What are the sources of strength that help you? A little bit like the roots of a tree. What are the things that you tap into that give you strength? How might you inhale them today? And then on the outward breaths, after a while, think about them and think about how might you give out that sense of positivity of you on a good day, which can aid and help your well-being, looking positively at the world around you. And I find this breathing exercise, the breathing on its own can sometimes settle me, but that having that sense of drawing in strength and of outwardly expressing positivity really helps me. So breathe for a while, and then on the inward breaths for a while, think about what gives you strength. And then on the outward breaths, think about that positive sense of you on a good day, what that looks like, you being yourself, you flourishing, and how you might live and be that a little bit more. Do that while the music plays for a while. Well, that's all from this week's Shush. We'll be back again next week, hopefully with all our tech working again and with a little bit more kind of slicker production. But thanks for bearing with us via kind of Zoom tech. And hopefully this has been a time of calm and space for you. We will see you soon, and hope to see you physically in the very near future. But in the meantime, take care of yourself and those that are around you. And we'll see you later. Cheers. Bye-bye.